Well, look at this magnificent beast. This is the OLGA. This is my first car that I've made in DayZ. This is on our private server, and it's thanks to Moxy actually, who helped me finish this one off. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just talk you through what you've got to do normally to get a car running, and then we're going to take it for a little spin, and this will be my first drive in a car in DayZ. So I'm very, very excited. We're having a car race on Sunday on the private server. It's probably going to be more like a procession, I think, because people won't want to damage their cars, because I understand these things are a little bit difficult to drive. But basically, if you use the iSurvive map, IZURVIV, either the app or on your computer, you'll see dotted around the map little orange icons which are potential spawn points for cars. So let me just get in out of the rain while it's doing, because we'll look at the car through the window. There we go. And these are potential spawn points, and at these spawn points you might find a car. There's a few different types of cars. There's a 4x4, there's like a Golf, like a Volkswagen Golf, and there's this saloon, and there may well be trucks in the future and maybe other vehicles as well. But these cars are all in a various state of disrepair, and the things that are missing from them are things like body panels, as you can see here. You know, this thing's missing doors, the bonnet or the hood on the front, but they might be missing the tail door there, and they generally are missing wheels as well. So you've got to go and find the appropriate wheel off another vehicle maybe, or you may well find them in garages and workshops dotted around the map, but car stuff is quite difficult to find. The other things you'll need as well is you'll need fuel, quite a lot of it, so you tend to have to find a jerry can which might have fuel in it, or you've got to go to a petrol station or a gas station and fill it with fuel. You'll also need plenty of water as well. The water goes in the radiator. If you haven't got a radiator, you're going to need to find a radiator and put it in the vehicle and then fill it with water. You're going to need a charged battery. Most of the batteries have charged when you pick them up, which you then need to put in the car, and you're going to have to need a spark plug as well, which you'll find somewhere. Now they're pretty rare spark plugs, and so they're the things. So you've got the essential things are your wheels, so you know your wheels with your tyres, your spark plug, your radiator, your battery, and then you've got your fuel, your water, and your oil. Sorry, I didn't mention the oil. You need to top up the engine with as much oil. So you need to top it all up with as much oil, as much water, and as much petrol as you can. And the kind of the water goes in the front where the radiator is. The oil's a bit fiddly to do, but it's basically where the oil filler cap is on this particular car, which is in the middle of the engine. And then in this one, you fill up the fuel at the back. You can probably just see in the centre of the screen, you can just see that there. Now, as I say, bits for cars are quite difficult to come by, and in fact you may well find the easiest way to find more spark plugs, batteries and radiators is to scavenge the parts off another vehicle spawn that you've already found, and that way. Now, if you're having to carry something like a wheel over a long distance, I have done a video explaining how you can carry wheels over a long distance quickly by putting them in a dry sack, and that's basically what you can do. So if you find a wheel on another vehicle that you need to transfer a long way, find yourself a dry sack first. Don't struggle just trying to walk at 2 miles an hour across the map with a wheel. Put it in a dry sack, and then you can sprint across the map that way. It's important to remember as well is that the cars have a limited lifespan in terms of their engine, so they'll only work so long, and that will depend on the damage it takes as you're driving around and smashing into things, and also the amount of water that's in the engine, the amount of oil that's in the engine as well. So as you're running the car, the water levels will go down and the oil levels will go down, so it's important to have spare stuff. So if we go round to the rear of my vehicle and have a look what I've got in the boot, you'll see that and they take a lot. You can fill a lot in an OLGA. I've got a jerry can full of water. an empty jerry can, and I've got a jerry can with quite a lot of fuel in that way. I've got a tyre repair kit in case I've got a puncture, and I've got spare oil, 3 lots of oil to do that. In fact, while we're here, so to fill up the fuel you kind of crouch about here. To fill up the water you kind of look at the radiator cap, and to fill up the oil you look at the oil filler cap, which is there. Sometimes, however, it's actually easier to do it when you're standing on top of the vehicle. And remember, you'll only get the tooltip saying fill oil or fill fuel if you're carrying the relevant thing. Be double careful as well when you've got things like a jerry can in your hand full of petrol, that you don't accidentally drink the petrol, because that will make you very ill indeed. So without further ado, let's get in. So here we are, and you can see in the bottom left hand corner we've got our speed, and we've got our speedo on the right. We've got our fuel gauge, which you can see in the middle is full, and our water temperature gauge is right down low, so we don't have to worry about that at the moment. We've got to keep an eye on that. What will happen is, as we run out of water and the car starts to overheat, we'll see that shoot up, and as we run out of oil we'll see various smoke bits coming out of the car. Now it's important to remember that these are manual cars, so as you can see I'm pressing circle on the PlayStation, and that would be B on the Xbox controller to change up through the gears, and then I press X on the PlayStation, or that would be A on the Xbox, to move back down the gears. So again, it's very important that what we don't do is we don't over rev the engine too much. You know, we don't want to be in first gear as we're going up. We're stuck to first person view only when we're driving the car. No, we can zoom out a bit. That's good. That's probably what we do want. And I think it's very important with the vehicles that you have an idea of where you want to go before you go. You know, so with a vehicle like the OLGA, you want to stay on road. You know, we don't want to be taking this off road. So let's press R2 to start the engine. Oop, we don't want to be in reverse, do we? Just make sure we put it into neutral. I must admit, I don't know what the accelerator is. Let's have a look. This controls vehicles. Hold for forward. Hold for brake. Okay. So here we go. We're off on our first drive. Just tickler and air out. Let's get out on the open road. Up into second. Again, I'll just recommend when you change gear, ease off the gas. Oh, we got a bit of a hill. Woo! Yeah, again, I'm not going to go fast. I do not want to destroy this thing. Should we see if we can get her up into fourth? Right, we're into fourth. 50 kilometers an hour. Ooh! Sticking on the road. And let's slowly bring her to a halt. On the brakes. Down to third. Down to second. Into neutral. Let's stop her there. Stop the engine. Oh, R2. And there we go. That's been my first drive in the OLGA. And you can see, even by just going slowly across the map, you can cover a massive distance with these vehicles. But they're very, just like everything in DayZ, they're very, very fragile. You need to look after them. You need to put a lot of work in to get them one going, and then you need to put a lot of work in to keeping one running as well. So anyway, that's enough from me. I hope you found this video useful. Remember, you can support the channel through Patreon down below. We've got an over 18s Discord if you want to join that. You can come and join our private server if you join the Discord, or if you join the Patreon. If you're over 18, or if you become a member of my YouTube channel, if you want to sort of go onto a private server where everybody's really interested in the survival aspect of DayZ rather than the player versus player stuff. But anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.